Yep. Mics are live. 3, 2, 1. And you're live.
Welcome back. It is my pleasure to be here for this next conversation with Sheila Bialka, one of the most talented women I've ever met. She is the current president of Old Pros. She writes and directs for Old Pros and the Theater Guild. And I know I'm going to miss something, so Sheila, I'm just going to welcome you and ask you yourself so you can answer the questions.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, you know, I can talk the leg off a chair, as they say. So it's a good thing you invited me. Explain, between the Old Pros and Theatre Guild,
Yes.
there's quite a difference.
Okay.
Number one, Theatre Guild likes to do musicals, and Old Pros like to do drama and comedy and straight stuff.
Were they ever one unit, or did
well,
they separate?
we broke away from Theatre Guild about 15 years ago.
Because of that?
Well, I'll tell you the reason. I mean, it was a long time ago and there was a different group altogether, but they wouldn't allow us to bring in anybody from the outside to play young roles.
Oh, I see.
So we had like 60 and 70-year-old women playing pregnant on the stage.
Well, it's kind of like Shakespeare had men playing everybody.
To me, it was kind of ludicrous. And I then joined a group down in Laguna Beach, and they were so different and, you know, much more with it. So
Amazing.
it sort of caused me to create the Old Pros.
So you're a founder of Old Pros
The Old
also.
Pros, yeah, so we could do stuff like that and bring in people and bring in other shows.
Got it.
Yeah, but anyway,
So what's going on now with Old Pros?
a lot of things, always.
Good.
There's always a lot of things going on with any theatre group, but at the moment, the Old Pros are preparing to do an old-time radio show. We've been doing them for maybe 8 or 10 years. John Perrak revived this, and they're very popular because people like to watch the guy making all the sounds.
So actually there's a theater, there's an audience, and you are doing the radio
but
show on
everybody
stage.
watches the Foley guy, you
Oh,
know,
that's amazing.
and the things that he's a very creative man. Johnny Levesque, he won 2 Academy Awards,
Amazing.
the sound, and he invents things like, we had one show where somebody was falling downstairs. He got a big bag of potatoes and dropped them and they rolled downstairs.
So it's all in real time?
It's fascinating to
that's
watch
wonderful.
the creative things that he does. So we're doing The Bickersons, which is a little comedy.
Very fun.
Then we're doing The Great Gildersleeve, which I'm sure people remember. And then the last show is the Lux Radio Theatre, called The Day the Earth Stood Still.
That's a
Michael
huge
Rennie was in it.
undertaking.
Well, you
It's
know,
a lot.
it is, but it incorporates a lot of people, and they want to read. They don't, again, like me, they
Right.
can't memorize, but they've got lovely voices, and they know how to emote voice-wise,
Right. That's
which is what you
wonderful.
need. Yeah. So it gives a lot of people a chance to perform without having to memorize or having to do blocking. and
Wow,
that.
that's great. So I know
yes.
you had a rehearsal this morning. What were you rehearsing
Well,
for?
this was Theatre Guild. Now,
Okay,
Theatre Guild
different.
do mostly musicals, and I've written 6 shows for them so far and directed them,
Wow.
musical shows. This one, this one that we're doing now, I wrote with David Deering and a lady named Cheryl Stritch,
Okay.
and a little bit from our wonderful publicity gal, Ellen Van Houten. You know, she writes for the Globe, so she's a good writer, so she's put in her little bits. So I think it'll be a good show. We've got some fabulous
What's
singers.
the story? Can you tell us?
Well, it's rock and roll. It's the 50s through the 80s.
Oh, my.
There's really no story, but it's like we do Woodstock because David was actually at Woodstock.
How much fun is
So
that?
he's put in a piece about how he arrived at Woodstock and the cop got him through the crowds, and we've put that bit in, which is
Very
the truth. And then we've got some fabulous singers. I mean, this one girl who's just come from nowhere. She's been on the stage for like 30 years, and she's doing the Blues Brothers.
Oh,
Sweet
my.
Home Chicago.
How
And,
fabulous.
oh boy,
Oh,
can
that's
she
gonna
belt
be
it.
great.
She and another girl who lives here, Sharon, they do the Blues Brothers in the outfits, with the glasses and the hats, and they are dynamite.
So how many
Dynamite.
productions does each group do during the course of the year?
We usually do 2 each. We do 2 big productions. We do one in the spring and one in the fall. So that
when
takes
is this next one coming up for everybody?
This is coming up next month.
Oh, okay.
October.
For
yeah.
both?
No, November for the radio show.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't clash that close.
Yeah. It would be nice to give each other a chance,
Yeah, we have
right?
to give each other the stage.
Do you have crossover participants?
Yeah, oh yeah, mostly everybody who belongs to one joins the other, yeah,
Okay.
because they want to, do different things, which is great, With the
great.
Theatre Guild, you get a lot of people who've never been on the stage
Mm-hmm.
before. So then we send them to the academy, the class that Jeannie Sana has.
Oh,
here.
wonderful.
We have an academy here, and Jeannie's a wonderful teacher, and, we send them there, and they come out shining and
What a
ready
great
to go.
resource. So do outsiders come to view the shows? Are they able to
Yeah, well, of
buy
course,
tickets and
anybody
see?
who's on stage, they can invite people.
Uh-huh.
So far, we haven't been allowed to sell tickets outside, but I think
see.
that's going to be coming soon.
Okay.
Because this 800-seat theatre, we cannot fill it with just people who live here.
Okay.
So we get like maybe 400 to 500.
Oh, so you actually do have some overflow that could
Oh
fit
yeah,
up from the outside?
So we'd like to sell tickets outside.
That
And
would
we-
help you make some new costumes and fun
and
things.
We've got a big costume room.
Yeah.
And we and now they're talking with the architects about revamping the whole Performing Arts Centre,
Oh,
which will be wonderful. And we're hoping to put in a little black box theatre.
so it would make it
that
a
way
whole
we
new-
could do little shows, little things, and we wouldn't have to take down the sets. We could leave it up all week. We could perform all week. And it would be good like for speakers to come if you've got a 100-seat little theatre.
Oh, it's a good size.
There's so
That's
much. There's
great.
so much more you can do if you've got a small. I mean, the 800-seat theatre is wonderful for a big
Sure,
show.
I'm sure.
But you get somebody there on their own, or
That's a lot
you
of
get
seats
lost.
to fill.
You get
Yeah.
lost. Yeah.
So
yeah.
if somebody's interested in joining or participating, maybe they're new to the community or just haven't really given it a thought, how do they get involved?
Well, the All Pros meet the second Thursday of the month, and Theatre Guild meet the third Thursday of the month, and we both meet in Clubhouse 7. All Pros meet at 4:30, and Theatre Guild meet at 7.
Perfect.
So they can just sort of wander in and say,
Show up.
because we always have an interesting meeting. Both of us have interesting, like this month I've got, I'm going to do a series of readings, I've got 5 or 6 people. And the final one is Brett Halsey, who's a movie star,
Absolutely.
and he's going to talk about old Hollywood.
Oh, that's
I
going to be
said to him, we
so
better talk
great.
about all the people who are dead because we don't want to be sued.
Oh my goodness, well that sounds like it'll be
Yeah,
spectacular.
and then I hope to do a piece that I just got from Brett's wife. Actually, she's British, and she sent me this piece from John Cleese,
Okay.
talking about America and how you've screwed everything up, and the Queen's willing to take you back.
Pack your bags, kids, we're going back.
Except for Kansas, she doesn't want Kansas.
Okay, well California, we're safe.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I'm
gosh.
hoping to do this piece because it's very funny. John Cleese is
Of
funny.
course, he's
really.
wonderful.
So that'll
and
be
you'd be
our
when
meeting.
your accent and you've got the
Yeah.
whole attitude.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, it's attitude.
Oh, it's
Absolutely.
all
Yeah,
attitude.
yeah.
Perfect.
So that's for this month's
Oh,
meeting.
Sheila,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us.
You're very
it's
welcome.
Always a pleasure to see you.
And
I hope
anytime.
we'll have you back soon.
Just give me a subject and I'll talk your leg off.
Perfect.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.